Hey everyone, and welcome to Sussex Champions, the place where we zoom out from the glossy headlines and look at the chess moves happening behind palace doors. If you're tired of carefully staged royal statements and want to understand the motives behind them, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about an old scandal that refuses to die, a sudden burst of royal concern, and some very interesting timing that tells a much bigger story than the words themselves. No matter how hard the palace tries to move on, the shadow of Prince Andrew's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein keeps reappearing. Fresh documents, resurfaced photos, new witness accounts. It's a steady drip of uncomfortable reminders that this wasn't just a bad judgment call, but a long-standing association with a convicted abuser and trafficker. The monarchy has struggled to respond in any coherent way. One day it's distancing, another day it's silence. Then, suddenly, there's a carefully worded message about concern. And the public is left wondering, is this confusion or calculated hesitation? Out of the blue, Prince William and Princess Kate's office released a statement saying they were troubled by the ongoing revelations and that their focus remains with those harmed by Epstein and his network. It's the kind of statement that's designed to sound humane, responsible, and morally safe. No controversy in those words, but for many people watching this unfold, the question isn't what they said. It's why they waited this long to say anything at all. The Epstein story has been public for years. The harm has been documented. The allegations have been widely discussed. And yet the future king and queen remained quiet until now. Now, here's where the story takes a turn. The statement from William and Kate landed right as Prince William was boarding a plane for Saudi Arabia, where he's set to meet Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. This is not a neutral diplomatic trip. MBS is linked to the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi and is a constant subject of criticism from human rights organisations. In other words, this was never going to be an easy PR week for the Prince of Wales. Dropping a sympathetic message about Epstein's victims right before this visit conveniently shifts the conversation. Suddenly, the headlines soften. The focus moves from who William is meeting to how compassionate he appears. That's not accidental. That's strategic communication. While other royals are now expressing concern for victims, the man at the centre of the scandal remains noticeably silent. Prince Andrew has never offered a direct, meaningful statement of support for those harmed by Epstein. In fact, reports suggest he resisted even generic expressions of sympathy. So what we're seeing now is the institution stepping in to clean up what one member refuses to acknowledge. It's a strange dynamic. Public compassion from the family, paired with private avoidance from the person whose actions created the problem in the first place. There's a difference between saying the right thing and doing the right thing. Royal statements often sound polished, empathetic, and carefully balanced. But without follow-through, they function more as image maintenance than moral leadership. If concern for victims were truly the priority, we'd expect consistency, not carefully timed interventions when the optics demand it. This pattern, waiting until the spotlight becomes uncomfortable, undermines the sincerity of the message, no matter how well it's phrased. So yes, it's better to acknowledge victims than ignore them. That's not nothing. But when empathy appears only when the calendar demands a distraction, it stops feeling like compassion and starts looking like choreography. As always, don't just listen to what public figures say. Pay attention to when they say it and what else is happening at the same time. If you found this episode useful, follow the podcast, share it with someone who loves decoding power plays, and stick around. there's plenty more palace spin to unpack. Until next time, keep your eyes on the timing, not just the talking points.